Hi guys, welcome back to another Star Wars video. Hope you're all doing really well today. Today's video is my thoughts, review on Jedi Fallen Order. To start off with, I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this game. It had everything that I really love in a game, especially one of my most favourite games out of any game is Uncharted series, the like 1 to 4 and the spin-off that they had. Just the adventure and things that I like Indiana Jones and James Bond all wrapped into one, so that's one of my favourite games. And this kind of felt like Uncharted with a mixture of Assassin's Creed. So I was really pleased with the dynamics, etc., and what they created with this game. There are a few hitches here and there. There's a certain scene in the game where BD1 won't actually scan something, which is called the Faded Muriel, which quite a few people are having on PS4, and they haven't seemed to fix it at the moment, which is quite annoying considering if you can't scan this particular area, you physically can't get the trophy for it, which is again annoying. So I hope they fix that at some point. I thought the music and the graphics were absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed that. I did find the character rather clunky at times, trying to control him. But I would say that I absolutely can't stand the wall running aspect of some games. But they made this so easy and perfect to do. I was quite surprised. It actually became quite enjoyable doing the wall running. I mean, in Assassin's Creed, I loved that game so much, but those certain bits of Assassin's Creed I didn't enjoy so much. And again, it was on Titanfall as well, and that kind of ruined the game for me because I found it quite difficult. But with this game, it's actually pretty easy. I mean, you literally just go near it and press X and that's it. I did find it, I don't know why I found it so difficult in the other games, but this one was actually pretty easy to do. And again, as I say, really enjoyable. I also really enjoyed the odd little Easter eggs here and there. I mean, you don't really call them Easter eggs, I suppose, but when we get to land on Elam, which is like a snow planet, and that is the planet where the Jedis go to get their very first kyber crystals for their lightsabers, which is once shown in the Clone Wars animated series. So it was such a cool thing to see that, I remember that from the Clone Wars, etc. And I just love things like that. Then bringing the Clone Wars into other games and the movies and, the TV series. I just love how it's all connecting to each other now. I also really enjoyed Dathomir as well, which is Darth Maul's home planet. I enjoyed the looks of it. Some of it actually got quite annoying through the game. There was when the undead come up from the Night Sisters, constantly being attacked by them got quite annoying after a while. And also once your spoiler alert, you become friendly with one of the Night Sisters and they help you to defeat one of the main bosses. When you make friends with that Night Sister and then you come out and travel back to the ship, the Mantis, some of the undead Night Sisters are still attacking you, which I found quite weird. You'd think that the Knights, because you're friends with the Night Sister, wouldn't think that the undead Night Sisters would be still attacking you throughout the game, but they did, and I found that pretty weird. You think you'd be able to have a free path out of the place, but it didn't happen, but that's okay. Again, I really liked the looks of Dathomir as well. As soon as we land on the ship and then you just look out and see the whole scape of everything, it's just absolutely breathtaking. And quite possibly my favourite looking map. I did really hate the swamp. I thought that wasn't my favourite bit. It's probably the bit I hate the most out of the game, I thought, that particular area. Another thing that I didn't like as much is that when you do flashbacks and go back to your younger self when you was a young Padawan, the graphics seem to have dropped. It's kind of like they focused on the main game with really great graphics and high quality graphics, etc. But when you go back to a Padawan, it seems like it goes back to Xbox original sort of graphics, which I found quite bizarre. I don't know if that's just me or if anyone else noticed that. But I don't want to say too many bad things about the game because the game is pretty much perfect. It is actually a really, really great game. And I really enjoyed the customization on there. I liked the way that you could customize your lightsaber however you wanted it, whether you can have it single bladed or double bladed. At Galaxy's Edge, they have a shop there where you can make your own lightsabers. In this game, you can actually form a lightsaber, which is exactly the same from Galaxy's Edge, which I thought was a really, really good thing to put into the game. Especially if you've created that lightsaber from Galaxy's Edge and you play the game, it's kind of like you have that lightsaber from Fallen Order. I thought that was a great part of the game to be added to it. Overall, I just thought everything was really good. I thought the big bosses weren't that difficult to take down. You had to use your pause ability a lot. Well, I did anyway on most of the big bosses. The only one thing was at the very end for me, again, spoilers, when you're against Darth Vader and the Inquisitor, and you basically get beaten down quite badly from the Inquisitor. Well, I did exactly, and I literally had 1% of health, and then Darth Vader came along as an extra big boss. I thought, oh my god, it's like there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. But luckily enough, it was mostly cutscenes and press square, etc., depending which controller that you use, and then it's you just really just legging it and getting away from him, which was a big relief. But I was like, oh, I didn't think I'd going to be able to do this game, and I thought I had to go all the way back to the beginning of fighting the Inquisitor again, which I found pretty difficult to do. But the rest of the big bosses were pretty easy. I really, really enjoyed the prison scene as well, where you go into this sort of galactic prison and then you go into this massive arena and you can fight several big bosses, etc. And then the mantis just comes through the wall and picks you up. Just so cinematic, and I really, really enjoyed that too. I liked the sliding situation, although I did have to do some of it several times because I kept on slipping off the side, but I really loved doing that as well. The crate situation, again, is another great thing. I've completed the game now, so I'm going back into the game, which gives the game a bit more of a playability. So I'm now going on YouTube, etc., going on Google and looking for the crates and looking for this, the extra bits for BD1, etc., and some of the scanning. I enjoy doing that, so I'll hopefully be able to get 100%. Apart from the bug that's in the game at the moment where I can't scan the Muriel part of it. Once that's been fixed, I'll be able to get all my trophies, which will be very, very cool. I found the game quite short. I wish I didn't kind of rush through it because it took me about four or 5 days to complete the whole game, and there's no DLC as well. So if they did DLC as well, just a couple of more missions, I would have given this game 10 out of 10, I think. But overall, I highly recommend the game if you're a huge Star Wars fan like myself. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm still new to reviewing things like games and TV shows and stuff like that, so I hope you can bear with me, and hopefully I can get better as I go on. Please leave any comments down below. Tell me what you thought of the video, if I did okay, or if there's anything that you wanted me to add when I do a future video for reviewing stuff. And also tell me what you think of the game so far. I'm hoping that you would have completed the game already if you're watching this video, because there's tons of spoilers in here. Thank you again for watching. I do appreciate all the new subscribers as well, and I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.